Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
Do you remember when we used to just walk into the show, no intro, nothing? We're just like,
yeah,
oh.
it's raw.
Yeah.
Raw.
Just raw dog
off the street.
God, man, I really want to revisit one of those earlier episodes. Kind of.
Do I need to be reminded of the person I was 5 years ago?
That was me. That was old me.
That was someone else.
yeah.
Someone else.
I don't know her.
We've generated through a whole new set of cells, I think.
Yeah.
Just about.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah. I've almost shed my old skin.
Yeah.
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 I have something amazing to share with you guys because I know you've been super busy and not really on the tick of the talk.
I have not.
And this came up in my FYP and it was fucking wild. Okay. This is the wildest date story that I've ever heard.
Really?
It's
That's a tall order.
That's
It is.
very tall order considering.
no, it's the psychology of it.
Okay.
I'll break it down and we can talk about it.
All right.
Okay. So a woman's walking down the street and she sees a guy coming towards her and he looks familiar. It's because they're matched on like a dating app, Tinder or whatever. And so he hits her up on that dating app.
Yeah, I'd be
'cause he's
like hard not to be like, oh my God, this is meant to be.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, hey, you were looking good. Like, let's go grab a drink, that kind of thing. She was fucking down.
Hell yeah.
They go out. They're like having a good time. She's feeling it. He's charismatic. He's fun. He's amazing. She brings him back to her place.
Red flag.
Exactly.
Charisma. Red flag. Can't trust you.
So she likes him. They hook up or whatever. And, the next morning he's like, oh, let me put on like a Spotify playlist or whatever. And so he's like playing music and stuff. And then she's like, oh, I got to head out. Or he leaves. And later that day she realizes she's missing her shoes. And these aren't just any shoes. I learned something new. There's something called tatty shoes. They're like $1,000.
Holy shit.
I will say, I saw the shoes.
They're like split in the middle. They look like hooves, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're weird.
It's not for me.
It's not
$1,000
but
shoes
they're-
that I
they're
would pay for.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Right? And so she's like, did this motherfucker steal my shoes?
Yeah.
She gets her phone, goes to fucking text him or whatever. He's already gone from her Tinder and he fucking deleted his number from her phone.
Oh, so he took her
What?
phone while she was up doing something, using the bathroom, and deleted his number from her phone.
Yeah.
Shady.
So she fucking
Damn.
puts this online. She's able to fucking find
Of course.
Yeah.
this
I mean,
motherfucker.
You
Yeah.
can't
You
fuck
passed
around
me
like
in the
that.
street, bitch.
You can't fuck around like that in 2023.
Listen.
She's going back and forth. She finds his girlfriend's social media where she just recently posted a story
Oh my God.
with a new pair of tatties.
Shut the fuck up. He gave them to his girlfriend
How in the fuck do you take some used ass shoes
that you
even if they're
fucked for,
$1,000?
by the way. Like, because you fucked somebody to take those shoes to bring home to your girlfriend.
My body can't compute what in the absolute.
So she's like calling him out.
What would you do if you found out like a gift that you were given
we're
from your
done.
significant other?
Well, first of all, what did he do? Did he go and like get a box to put him in, or did he just like have these
Dangle them in front of
the
her?
shoes?
Also, you're like, they
you be
smell like feet.
Wouldn't you be like, where'd you get these
I
fucking
would-
$1,000 shoes?
Yeah, I would have lots of questions. Where were you last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, why didn't you come home?
Where were you last night? How did you get?
Also, what are the odds that they're the same fucking shoe size?
Truly.
So many questions. So many
He
questions.
just like,
Truly.
he looked and he's like, oh, yeah, my shorty's like a fucking size 7.5
Yeah,
too.
I
These
guarantee
will
you it
work.
was a fucking 7.5. Everybody is a 7.5.
7.5 or 8.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
between. Right.
But how fucking crazy is that? So she's going back and forth with him like on social media, like in his DMs, and he's like trying
Not
to gaslight her, being like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I didn't take these fucking shoes. Like,
I'm sorry, what?
That kind of thing. And
I'm about to call your girlfriend. I'm about to call her. Do not test me.
and he's like, well, I mean, I'll just give you like money for them. I'll give you $500. And she's like, if you're innocent, why are you offering to pay for him?
And $500 is not how much.
That's not
they
how much the
cost.
shoes cost.
Yeah. And so finally she shares the fucking screenshot of his girlfriend wearing the fucking
Bye.
shoes. He goes, all right, you got me.
Oh no! What? You got me.
All right. You know what? When you're caught, you're caught.
Oh, what, sir?
You got me. So yeah, they met up. She got her shoes back. Like they met up. He gave her the shoes back. She's got the shoes back. But how fucking insane is that?
That's insane.
Loss. What does the girlfriend like? Wait, where'd my shoes go?
I don't have that update to the story.
I want to know her side of the story. I got to know. I have to know.
I really feel like I would have gone to the girlfriend first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
this girl knows now for sure.
Oh, she has to.
It went viral.
It went
on
so
TikTok.
viral.
Yeah, she's got to know. She's got to know.
Smoke City.
That is bananas. But you know what? And this is always what we said. It is a risk allowing a stranger in your house. Like, and that's not any kind of like victim blaming at all. It's just, it's one of those things. It's why, like, if you don't know this person, it's why we always say don't meet at their house. Don't let them come over to your house because you don't know them.
Yeah. Like, sometimes they'll steal your shoes.
Sometimes they'll steal your shoes.
That's
like
so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Of all the things I would think to lock up, it wouldn't be my shoes.
Right.
Sure wouldn't. But I also don't own a single pair of $1,000 shoes.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy those for $1,000.
No, I
wouldn't buy those for $500.
No, I wouldn't either. But yeah, I probably wouldn't buy any shoes for $1,000. They're not.
Definitely wouldn't be those.
No,
I will tell. I can assure you.
Yeah.
Oof.
Wow.
Wait, are we going to do $100 or $1,000 shoes?
Well,
for
hold on, because now I have an Am I the Asshole story.
Ooh.
That I saw.
I love
okay.
this.
And
All
I
right.
think that this is going to be an interesting conversation because Cassie, I know specifically, first of all three of us are from the Midwest. We get places early in general.
Right.
In general.
Yeah.
I will say, like, for me, I push it some, like, at the airport. I can push it. Like, I'll be like,
I do too.
You've pushed it. I've pushed it. Cassie does not push it.
I have missed a flight.
I've never missed a flight.
Don't fuck around. No.
I've never missed a flight.
Because I enjoy flying. So I'm like, I'm here early. Can I get on the plane now?
I don't love navigating the airport.
I fucking hate it.
Subconsciously, I think I put it off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've never missed a flight, though. I've always gotten there on time. I know how long it takes me to get through security.
I will say that I am of this group. I'm the person who loves to drive.
Yeah.
I'm the travel person. I'm like, I don't mind navigating an airport. I don't mind navigating.
I
don't
love
mind taking
being
people.
other places.
Right.
I don't like the act of getting
I
there.
agree. Yes. I love traveling in that, like, I love being somewhere new and exploring new places. I don't like navigating an airport. I get bored on planes for like several hours.
The airport has become
It's insanity.
a fucking miserable place where like all humanity has been dripped out.
I swear to God.
They strip search you. You're in these like weird lines. People get drunk at 10 in the morning. It's fucking bananas.
Wild West. When we were in Denver, I have never been in a worse airport. And we live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And that airport was such a nightmare to navigate. I'm so sorry, Denver. Although, I mean, do you really feel that offended about your airport? It's not personal, but your airport, oh my God. Like, and then I really do feel like since lockdown, there are certain places where behavior has shifted so drastically. The movie theater is one and the airport is the other.
Can't go to a movie theater.
Were in, a woman grabbed onto you randomly at the Denver airport. A guy almost walked right into us, just walked right into us at the Denver airport. I'm like, what is happening? What are you guys doing?
It was so
TSA pre-check.
Everyone focus. Anyway, so this guy and this couple he's 47, she's 43. Okay. So they were going to go visit their daughter in college. She's 21. And this guy's like, I will say off the bat, I don't like traveling with my wife. He's like, I am one of those people who, like, if I've got to get on a plane, I get up like super early. He's like, I am getting to the airport super early. So he's like, I woke up at 6 a.m., made sure I had all my stuff. My wife kept hitting that snooze. Didn't get up until like 7:45.
Okay.
So he's already annoyed in this situation. They get to the airport, they get on the first plane, then they have a layover somewhere. So they're laid over, and she's like, okay, I want to go get a coffee before we get onto the next plane. And he's like, okay, there's a coffee place right here. And she's like, no, I want Starbucks. So she looks and finds where to get Starbucks, and it's like one of those planes, one of those airports where you have to take a tram.
No, don't. No. Why would you do that?
She's got to go to another terminal to get to her Starbucks.
You don't actually have to do any of that.
So she does, And he goes to the gate and he's waiting. And it's getting closer. They're like, hey, we're going to start boarding people soon. So he's like texting her. She's not texting back.
You got to get back.
He's calling her. She's not answering. They get to the point where like, they're like, okay, we have 2 minutes before we shut the doors. So he gets on the plane, gets seated. Then she calls him and is like, sorry, like there was a line at Starbucks. I'm on my way back now.
Too late.
She gets there and they won't let her on. They've already pulled the ramp up.
Yeah, that's
You're
how
fucked,
that works.
dude.
Right.
Bye.
So she tells her husband, you need to get off the plane
It's impossible.
and come, like, you need to tell them that you need to get off the plane and come be with me.
No.
And he's like, well, I'm not going to, our daughter's expecting us. I'm not going to get off the plane. I'm going to go. You can meet me like there.
Yep.
And
Better to pay for one new ticket than two.
And
see you when I see you.
his wife, like they got home. It had been a week at the time he posted this on Reddit. And he's like, she's not speaking to me. She hasn't spoken to me in a week because she thinks that I should have gotten off the plane and been with her.
Okay. All right. Let's break this down.
Let's break it down. I know. I can tell. I knew Cassie was going to have strong
yeah.
opinions about this.
Fuck you.
The wife.
The wife.
Okay.
Like, you're not the asshole. She is a fucking responsible, goddamn grown-up adult.
It's
This is
inconsiderate.
43 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Get a grip. Get a fucking grip. Learn how to live your goddamn life. Like,
If you
get
don't
it
have
together.
time to get Starbucks, you don't have
You
time.
don't got time to get Starbucks.
That is just
Sorry.
the way that it is. I mean, and I understand some people are bad at time management and they're like, I have time. I've got time.
But
And
those
it's
are
like,
also the
you
people
don't.
who feel like that they should inflict that on everyone else. You don't get to do that because you have bad time management does not inflict upon
Right.
everyone else's livelihood or life.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that the plane has to then like
Wait for you.
wait for you,
So that you
hold
can have your
or
macchiato.
open the doors and stuff for you. I definitely agree with that. However, I will say that if there was something, I'm thinking of a situation which is like Eric's like, I'm having like a bathroom emergency or something.
That's
sorry,
different.
honey. Sorry,
That's
honey.
very different.
Or I have to go get this thing and we're like running behind or something. I don't know. I'm like, if he wasn't going to make it, I probably wouldn't board.
I know different
me.
than this situation.
Yeah, I feel the same way if
I
it was
agree.
something like this.
I
Like if
agree.
it was an emergency. Look, we don't want a diarrhea on the plane situation.
No.
I know.
Okay, because that happened a couple weeks ago, and we all heard all about
Biohazard.
it. And I would much rather just wait for my significant other than have that
That's
potentially
exactly
go down.
right.
Okay,
I know.
so I will just
Can
wait.
you
If you
imagine
have a,
what if that person had a significant other with them?
oh god, oh the shame.
No, I
The
don't
shame,
know her.
The shame. I mean, okay. So I didn't bring this up on last week's episode because I really felt like we were like pooped out, right? But on this, like, since we're talking about planes, that situation, I followed it so closely. It is such bananas. Like the pooping on the plane.
Oh my
it's
God.
all up and down. And
The
then
aisles,
you have to
I
go,
swear to
the
God.
plane-
And I am an aisle seat person. I would
plane
die.
had to turn around.
They're like,
And
it's
the
a biohazard.
idea
The
of this
fucking
person-
pilot saying it on the thing. I believe it's a biohazard. You're like, oh my God.
And you're
Fucking
just
shoot
sitting
me.
there. You're just sitting there
Shoot
after
me.
you're sweating because you've just evacuated everything.
Oh, that's
and you have
gotta
to
be-
sit in
oh,
your
poor
seat.
baby.
Everyone sitting around you knows.
I
It
never,
was you.
No, I'm staying in that toilet room. That bathroom is now my new seat. It's my new seat.
You
No,
ruined
nobody
everyone's
sees me.
vacation.
No.
They were going to Spain.
They're going to Barcelona. Oh my God. Just
Barcelona, no, they're not.
imagine you saved for this trip. You're
Yeah.
so excited to go to Barcelona, and then you're stuck on diarrhea plane. Like,
Right.
oh my God. But
But I don't think you get like refunded.
No.
Because that's not the airline's fault. That's
an act of
That's
God.
an act of God. Honestly, on that guy's bowels.
I know.
or girls, we don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The name has not been released.
Oh, good.
Yes,
And thank,
we don't.
bless
Thank
them.
God.
Bless
Yeah.
them.
Can you fucking
Bless
imagine?
them for not.
Although
There's not a
the
place you
looks-
can move. That whole
No.
thing went crazy viral.
The looks you must have gotten when you landed and everybody got to begrudgingly get their shit, get off
and
the
then
plane.
Pun
you
intended.
have diarrhea pants through the airport to get to like
Well,
what,
at
an
least you-
Uber?
At least you have a
Did
change
you
of clothes.
park at the airport?
Yeah.
Like, how are you
I'm
getting?
assuming he has a luggage.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there's got to be a change of clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least there's that. I mean, unless you checked everything because you were going on an international trip. So, like, you don't have your luggage.
The logistics of this story are just
horrible. But
yes.
anyway, yes. If it was an emergency, I would wait for my
That's
significant
different.
other. If it wasn't, I would be genuinely so pissed if I was put in the position where I had to decide to wait for my significant
yes.
other or get on a plane. That's really inconsiderate.
Well, because it sounds like this is a person who is constantly inconsiderate and constantly thinks that their time is more valuable than others. And that is, to me, this act was done because of clearly a pattern of behavior that had led them to this point.
Well, and I've called, I've texted, you didn't pick up when you were in line at Starbucks. Like,
Yeah.
if you're calling me, like, and I'm trying to get, like, I'm assuming that the plane is boarding then, and I need to leave the line and get
Fuck
back.
the line.
Yeah, she
Right.
ignored it on purpose.
Right.
Exactly right.
Yeah, because she thought that she could, you know,
Squeak
it was
by.
going to be fine, and she was going to squeak by. Yeah,
He's there. They're not going to leave without me.
what must it be like
That's
living your life
that
like
behavior.
Oh my God, I know. Somebody.
that? It's like
somebody
it'll work out.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Love the rosy optimism, but yeah, it's
so
Yeah.
selfish. Honestly, that's the only thing I can see out
I
of this.
agree.
It's not even about like rosy optimism in my mind. It's just like pure selfishness. It's just absolutely thinking that you have.
It's disrespectful of someone else's
absolutely
time.
It's disrespectful not just for her husband. It's disrespectful to anybody who's on that plane. It's disrespectful to the flight attendant or
And your
the
daughter.
people their daughter,
Right.
The people who are boarding, the gate agents. Like that's. I mean, I'm sure she unloaded on them, and because she decided to do.
I'm totally with you. I think that he wasn't the asshole. I don't know what he could have done. And she was embarrassed, and that's probably why she gave him the silent treatment for a week, because she's embarrassed. Because whenever you've...
no. I don't think she does know. I do think that she thinks that he's in the wrong. I truly do.
That would be a major problem, because it's indicative of something bigger.
Yeah.
Like
Narcissism?
if you like genuinely don't see, because I could see how in the moment maybe you're embarrassed and you get angry because people just get like that, like they just get mad because they don't know what else to do. But with some time to sit and think about it, I think I would have to come back and be like, you know what, you're right.
I can't believe
I
she did
fucked
that.
up.
She's had a week to fucking reflect and is still like
and she's
stuck
still
in her
expecting
stubborn.
him
Yeah.
to apologize about doing nothing.
Yeah.
Except for boarding a plane that they were supposed to be
And
on.
he waited for her. Like, he got on the plane last, waited. I mean, I would be sweating if the flight attendant was like, you have 2 minutes before we shut these doors.
All right.
You put me in a really uncomfortable situation. I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, all for Starbucks. I guess, okay, that gives me a fuck, marry, kill idea.
Would you? Would you lose your seat on a plane to get?
I wouldn't, listen.
Not for fucking Starbucks.
It's not, look, I go to Starbucks a lot. I spend a lot of money there.
Are we going to fuck, marry, kill coffee shops?
Oh, I was going to say our Starbucks orders.
Oh.
But we could totally fuck, marry, kill coffee shops.
Because if I got to be honest with you, I'm the only one who can't do dairy, so that'd be difficult if you guys have dairy orders. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but I mean,
we could do
just-
like Starbucks, Pete's, and
Coffee
Bean.
Oh,
I don't know if
interesting.
Pete's is everywhere though. Pete's is
Yeah,
maybe
like a Dunkin'.
Oh my God,
perfect.
Dunkin'.
Dunkin'.
Oh my
Dunkin' is a line
God.
cook.
Dunkin' is a vibe.
Dunkin' is a line
we're
cook.
we're putting
Yep.
like a personification on Dunkin' Donuts. Hilarious.
Yes.
I can't wait.
That
Yeah,
person
this is it.
is the
Yes.
life of the party.
Oh, exactly.
Starbucks is like that guy who probably grew up a little bit like under wealthy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like mid class, then got a little bit of money and is like, I'm well read now.
Well,
Yeah.
actually.
Coffee bean and tea leaf cuts his own wood.
Oh, dude. Very, very like into nature.
Yeah.
You can definitely go camping with coffee bean and tea leaf.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Starbucks worked at the Apple store whenever he was in high school.
Absolutely.
Like that's
Yeah.
kind of the feeling that I get from Starbucks.
He read Ayn Rand
Just
so he could have conversations about it, but doesn't really understand.
Doesn't understand it.
Does not truly
Yeah.
grasp the nature.
Talks to you ad Hawk about like this new indie band that they're obsessed with.
Starbucks was into crypto. Like,
yes.
They were one of the first people to buy like NFT.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, can I talk to you about the blockchain?
And you're like, I wish you wouldn't. I really wish you would.
Don't want you to.
He corners you at the party, and you're like, no.
I gotta shit.
I gotta go. You know, the thing is, and I go. It's so funny because we are talking mad shit on Starbucks. I go to Starbucks all the time.
I love Starbucks.
I go there all the time. Yeah. It's so convenient. There's one right by my house. Literally, I spend so much money at Starbucks.
Predictable.
Because, he is attractive.
Yeah. And reliable.
And reliable.
If you call Starbucks up for a booty call, Starbucks is coming over.
Yeah.
Like, they are reliable. They will be there for you. If you break down on the side of the road, Starbucks is going to show up.
He's going to show up.
Right?
You cannot put any stock or faith in Duncan.
You can't. Duncan
no.
is not coming.
He may show up for that booty call if he hasn't already got something else on the line.
You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna tell you he's gonna show up. Then you're gonna be waiting all fucking night. Then he's gonna send you a text. It's like, oh, sorry, got caught up, and at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen with Duncan. 100%.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. Duncan is okay. There's this fucking TikTok that was going around. And it was like your boyfriend who never can keep a job, and it's like he comes to the door. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, everybody loves me. The boss loves me. I'm like number one here.
Do you know how triggered that TikTok made me?
It triggered me. I was like, I know that person.
I do too, very much.
The second day at the job, he's like, oh yeah. I mean, I'm already the smartest person that works there, but.
Somehow he ends up without a job in like a month, and you're like,
not a month,
like a week. And he's like, what are you doing home so early? He's like, man, I just started seeing red. I had to get out of there. You know what?
Oh my God, triggered. Oh, that hit me. Hit me. Oh, deep in the chest.
I know.
We got to find that one.
We got to find that one.
Christ, that happened to me with my ex. That was the last straw.
We
where
all
I was like,
had that
we're
ex.
done. I was like, I can't. You did what? You just quit?
Girl, I can't wait to show you this.
I was like, no, we got bills.
Yep.
You can't just do that.
Quit your job.
No, I can't work there anymore. It's not like, they don't even understand
They don't respect me.
They don't respect
you. Don't understand. They don't respect me.
Yep.
Oh. I will fight you in the street. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's Duncan.
Oh my
that's
God.
Duncan for sure.
I'm sweating.
But the sexy.
But the D.
Dick is so good.
Duncan has a full sleeve tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
The problem is Duncan is such a piece of shit that he's like, I don't even have alternative milk. He's like, no, dude, this is what you get.
You get fucking milk or you get nothing. Get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
That is Duncan.
This shit is just pre-made. Just drink it.
Yeah.
All right.
But donuts.
But donuts.
Yeah, the donuts.
The donuts are fucking rad.
Oh,
sorry.
my God, yeah.
But Duncan is
it's not
so
good
bizarre
for you.
because like every time I go there, I'm like, I can't believe people like this. For some people, Duncan is their coffee shop of choice.
Right.
And it's
like Wawa.
So sweet. I don't think I've ever gotten anything from Duncan that I haven't been like, are my teeth gonna fall out?
Right.
Like it is so sweet. Like unless you're just getting plain black coffee.
It is diabetes in a
It's like
cup.
I'm like, this is how many calories is this? Is this like
don't
4,000 calories?
It's not good
it's like
for
Tim
you.
Hortons. You can't ask. Don't ask.
Tim
Hortons is
Hortons.
delicious.
Tim is great.
I do love Tim Hortons.
What a good guy.
Yeah.
Tim is also cutting his because he's Canadian. Of course, he's cutting
Well,
his own wood.
we do have to talk about Coffee Bean then, since we've talked about the others.
Coffee Bean is also reliable. He's
stable.
reliable. He's stable. He definitely has all the alternatives. He's like, oh, for sure, I got soy oat, but would you prefer oat?
He's got a beard.
Oh, of course
he sits and he reads.
beard.
I feel like he does crosswords.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like he's
in touch with his emotions.
I feel like he's sitting by a fire.
Of course he is.
Yeah,
with
spiritually all the time, even in the summer.
Yeah. He definitely is a spiritual person. He does yoga.
Oh,
he is gonna come get you no matter what. He's gonna come pick you up from Duncan's house.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh shit. It's gonna be like, it's okay. You know what? We're all on our own journeys.
We're all on our own. Let's we'll just talk about it.
Let's take a beat. Let's take a beat.
Rubbing your back while you're throwing up because you did fireball shots with Duncan the night before.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's okay. Okay, so fuck, marry, kill.
God damn.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I have no clue what I'm going to do.
I don't know who to
did
marry.
For a second. I was like, I don't either.
I'm gonna marry Coffee Bean.
I am too.
Okay, because Starbucks is also reliable. They're both reliable. They're different. Like,
one's pretentious for sure.
I don't think I could do the tech brewery corporate feeling that Starbucks is going to give me.
Starbucks tells everyone he's a pilot.
Yeah.
Energy.
No, I get that. I also think that Coffee Bean is way too nice for me.
Almost too nice.
True.
And I
True.
need somebody that's a little bit of an
annoying.
of an asshole. Yeah. So
I don't, because I'm asshole enough for everybody. I am going to marry Coffee Bean. It's the right choice for me.
Yeah.
It is. I need it because I'm too much of an asshole. I need that balance.
Something in the middle. I need something in the middle, but that's not an option. So I'm gonna marry Coffee Bean because I do think that Starbucks.
We deserve it.
We do.
well, and for me, I'm like, my personality is so strong that I'm like,
You'd bulldoze him.
I think
smash him.
I can be like, Starbucks, come on, like,
yeah, stop it.
stop it.
Stop
you know
it.
what I
You
mean?
could.
I
I
could.
think you could handle a Starbucks, and I think
I could.
because you are,
I could
a bit of
channel
a-
his techiness
That's right.
into
Good.
something better.
Productive.
You know what I mean? I'd be like,
Let's turn
blockchain?
this
No.
in
Let's
to
do
money.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
real money.
I'm gonna
not
marry
NFTs.
Starbucks.
Okay.
we're all fucking
Of
Dunkin'.
course.
Obviously, we're going to
There's
fuck
no
Dunkin'.
other option.
Come on.
You gotta see what
He
that's
has got
like.
the
Yeah.
biggest dick you've ever seen. And let's be honest,
donuts.
he's from like
Donuts.
Boston or New Jersey. He's got a great accent. He's going to pull your fucking hair.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be so dirty.
Oh,
Great.
But
it might be in the back of a
amazing.
minivan, but
Yeah. Not to worry. It's in the back of the Dunkin'.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's what that is. And you're fine with it because
something a little sticky stuck
Yeah.
to you, but it was good.
It was
Yeah.
good.
Definitely got off.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh, 100.
Without a question.
Yeah. And then you block the number.
well,
Or
you
try.
tell yourself you're gonna block
Yeah.
the number.
And
You have to do. Have you seen that TikTok where that woman just like she changes the number
Yeah.
to just gravestones? Like, and then so she puts them in the graveyard.
Yes.
But then she's like, I was trying because she wanted to hook back up with the same person, even though they were toxic, and she did the right thing by putting the gravestones. But then she got drunk and wanted to hook back up with them. But she's got like 20 numbers that are all,
All
gravestones,
gravestones.
and she doesn't know which one it is. So
Girl.
she can't reach back out. I'm like,
That's
Genius.
smart.
That's really
Smart.
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 Sometimes you got to save yourself from yourself.
You change his name to Donut Answer. But he Donut.
Nice.
Yeah, you like
Nice
that?
one.
Very
That was
nice.
Very good.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
Sounds good.
And we're back.
All right, I am going to start us off. I've got a listener story
Nice.
that I'm excited to share.
Great.
Okay. She says, I'm writing this story as an ode to my demisexual bestie who is a fan of the pod, as I am now too.
Great.
She said this was worth submitting.
Okay.
She says, I met this guy at a tequileria. I'm so bad at saying that word. A bar that sells tequila, or a tequileria,
Got
the
it.
night before. I made the first move because he looked confused ordering a drink. Make note of this indecisiveness.
Okay.
We chatted
Already hate
past
it.
close, then went to a 24-hour diner, and I drove him 35 minutes back to a friend's place at 5 a.m. since he was only in town for the weekend. I liked him enough to meet again the following night / later that day. It's 5 a.m.
Right.
He offered to meet up in my area as a thank you for my free Uber services. He texted me before the date.
Keegan's eyes almost rolled out of her head.
Yeah. Okay. I'm withholding judgment. Let's find out what happens next.
Yeah.
This is not my best date.
He texted me before the date to not rush and find a pretty outfit again. Kind of sweet coming from a prior college hockey captain. So I did swoon a bit. It was over 2 hours of small talk and few silences between beers and pizza, which felt like it would never end in the bad way.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
He had some conversational intensity and then
What does that mean?
and then stopped to look at me and throw a killer smile. He really wanted to hold my
he's
hand,
just good
so
looking
I
is
let
what's
him.
happening.
Right.
Yeah,
What's
he's
happening is that he's great looking.
very
Yes.
good
Yes,
looking.
and it's letting everything else slide because there are so many red flags.
Right.
That's just like, I don't even think you like him. He's just hot.
Yep.
Yeah. She said, honestly, I was starting to get curious if this would be worth it if he was back in town. So I made the move and kissed him after our pizza.
You might as well shoot. It's like find out.
He's
like
leaving anyway.
Yeah, see,
what's going to happen.
It's worth seeing.
He might be a good kisser. He might be a real Duncan.
It was far too much tongue. Oh. Almost felt like an unsteamy teenage makeout.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, you're just eating like, all I think is like
it's
pizza.
Like pizza grease.
Pizza grease.
Your tongue is coated in grease. Oh, that's disgusting.
On the walk back to my car, he says, lay one on me. And it wasn't this overly romantic thing. No. All I could think of was the scene in Grease with Sandy running out of the drive-in.
Oh, no.
We got back to my place and continued making out. He pressed me against the corner of the wall. Okay. Then we proceeded upstairs.
The corner?
Clothes on, it felt pretty hot. Clothes off, so were the vibes.
Oh, no. What happened?
Mind you, this guy had just been out of a previous 6-year relationship. Okay. So take the following into account.
Okay.
He goes to town on my neck where I tell him to not give me a hickey. He didn't really know what to do. I asked him to go down on me, and he said he wasn't very good at it and didn't want to try.
I'll teach you.
I mean, in truth, though, like, honestly, like, if you're not good at it,
practice makes perfect, bitch. Like,
I don't know that I want you to practice.
Listen,
on me.
You're never going to learn if you don't get down there. It's like a language. You just got to keep trying it.
Yep, exactly.
Keegan's face.
I don't want you to. I would rather just not. If you're really bad at it, I'm just going to be up there bored waiting for you to be done. Because it's, if you're really bad at it, it's just not even.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even know where the clit was and just said it's down there somewhere.
You were in a relationship for 6 years.
Thoughts and prayers to that.
How?
Bless you, child.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Oh my God.
6 years with someone who didn't know where the clit was?
Fuck
Babe.
you. Fuck you, honestly.
Oh my God.
Fuck you.
You really did not want to learn. How good looking is this man?
I know.
How good looking is he?
No one is good looking enough for 6 years without an orgasm. No one.
Not one person.
I would kick Bill Hader out. If he didn't know where the clit was after 6 years,
you know he does.
You know that motherfucker knows where the clit is.
I know.
Ali Wong is not putting up with that.
No.
Exactly.
Ever.
Yeah. I asked
Sorry,
him,
I brought up her name. I shouldn't have done. I feel like that was rude.
It's fine. I asked him about sex toys, and I got a deer in the headlights with a "I'll try anything once" reply.
Will you?
Because you won't try oral.
You know what? Kudos to her though for being like adventurous enough to be like, well, we gotta,
just like honest enough to be like, you're not just gonna fucking stick it in.
Yeah,
like,
we gotta do something.
You gotta warm up the car first.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
drive in the ice storm without a
yeah.
So I get on top and realize the softness. Sigh. I enjoy going down, but there wasn't even enough for a condom to go on. He apologizes. It's not
because
from the
not
size
right.
because he's not hard.
Yes, obviously.
We're not size queens over here.
No.
So definitely want to make that clear. He apologized and says it's been a while. I am kind and asked him what would turn him on. He suggested doggy. I don't know.
I gotta be honest. Like, how do you feel like that's gonna suddenly get you
a heart?
Maybe
maybe he likes looking at the butt.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe that view is what he's into.
Okay.
Like, I could see it.
It does make me concerned that would be the only way we could do it for the rest of our lives if that was what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think this is a rest of our lives scenario.
No. Fairly certain. She says, I kid you not, it felt like a cotton ball between my butt. I wouldn't even call this hooking up in my book. Oh my God, a cotton ball. Jesus Christ.
We've talked about this before, but like, well, I cannot remember. I distinctly remember us having a conversation on the podcast where we talked about like, whenever it's like Play-Doh and you have to like fold it in half. Try and squish it in. I just
give
we
up.
just don't have to do
You
this.
just don't have to.
I just
We
feel like
don't have to
if
do
you're
this.
not aroused, like if you're just not, it's
just
okay.
not- we don't
It's just
have
not.
to do
We
this.
don't have to force
But
it.
continuing to try when
is
it's
just
obviously not
a
working.
cotton ball,
I swear, I can't.
a squishy.
I lay there in disappointment, not wet, not turned on, just lying there. He starts kissing me again and smushes my boobs in circles like a mammogram pancake.
Oh, honey. Why?
Just no. I reach for my sex toy and literally show him where the clit is, and then I get off with little help from him. After that ordeal,
Respect
listen.
this
Yeah,
woman.
she's get it, bitch.
I really do.
it's like I'm gonna finish what
Whatever.
I started. So there you go.
Exactly. Stay or not.
Yeah. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
But-
before you go, let me show you for
Yeah.
future reference.
Yeah,
This is where it's at.
Queen. So
Yeah.
at least like now we've got a visual map. So
This guy is so good looking. He's never had to try. That's what this is.
Yes.
Right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
after that ordeal, I invite him to a shower before bed. But then he tells me he got a nasty text from his mom and must go immediately back to his parents' house where he was staying.
How?
What?
Okay. All right. You know what? It's fine.
He's in town.
I just
Visiting?
put on a robe and walked him out.
A nasty text from your mom.
I
what
know.
could it be?
And
Did I
I-
get to load the dishwasher?
Exactly.
trash
No,
out?
I think it's an excuse because he just wanted to get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
probably.
So I returned to my bedroom with tears in my eyes as all I could think about was how much I missed my ex. Oh, have you ever had a hookup so bad it made you nostalgic for your ex? Oof. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm literally like triggered
a
by
lot there.
remembering
Oh, no.
bad hookup stories. Oh man, I'm gonna do a whole episode on those.
I gotta be honest. I'm trying to think about. I probably have washed them out of my brain because I don't have enough room to keep everything in there.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like really think about when I've had a really bad. I know it's happened. I just can't put a face to them.
Yeah, no. The one that comes to mind is I had a boyfriend when I was young, the Ashley Judd poster guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he also the figures guy with the Warhammer?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And
Oh.
he's the ball scratcher as well.
Oh my God.
Basketball shorts, ball scratcher.
Oh God.
But yeah, he had like really long hanging balls.
Oh.
And I remember it would like slap like in different weird places
Yeah.
doing doggy style and was
That's
very
interesting.
distracting.
It was
That would
distracting.
distract me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how are they all the way down there?
I'm not gonna lie. I was having sex with this guy, semi-regularly, and I was super like into anal.
Mm-hmm.
But his dick was so fucking big. I made a mistake.
bragging camp.
No, but it was like
Sometimes it's not good.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was
A good
like
thing.
too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And
Too full.
Too full. Me too full. And
Me too.
I cannot take no more. And I was like, and I made the mistake of saying that I liked anal at some point because I was definitely a picky girl at that point.
You can't tell a guy that.
Yeah.
You cannot. You can't ever
Especially
say
that
it.
kind of guy.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like, that was awful.
Is it
I
your
didn't love that.
birthday? Maybe. That's where we'll go. I'm just like, I can't.
Too, but if
yeah.
it's too big,
Yeah. Oof. Girl.
This is my favorite thing.
I no longer like anal.
Yeah. No, I mean, it does have to be, that's a Goldilocks situation
Yeah,
right there where it has to be
just right.
just right.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, I've definitely had good and bad experiences down there. So, yeah.
I've had before that.
Goldilocks.
It really
Goldilocks. Just right.
That's right. All right. Story time. All right. This is also from a listener. It says, this story isn't really a date, but I think it's very fitting. And also, please don't share my name. Oh, we got
You
a lot
got
of
it.
private people on.
Spicy.
I like it. We never do anyway, but
Unless they
unless you
tell us
tell
to.
us to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me set the scene. It was 2019. I was 21 at this point and was in a state of mind where all I wanted was attention from men. Cringy, but I can admit that.
She was 19.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that's how we
That's
all were.
everybody at 19. Oh, 21.
21.
Still.
Same.
Yeah.
I just said I was a real pick me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I broke that until like my mid 20s,
Oh,
mid
yeah.
to late. Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I would totally agree with you. It was probably 25. And I was like, finally like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd prefer not
25 is still pretty good. I really do feel like late 20s is usually whenever that starts to kind of like fade away for most people.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I was
21, you're solidly in it.
I was always an early bloomer. Mm-hmm. I was swiping through Tinder when I matched with a guy. Let's call him N. He was 26, seemed to fit what I was looking for and looks wise, and I was excited to chat with someone. We chatted and seemed to have good back and forth, so we moved from Tinder to texting. Within a couple of hours of texting, N was showing how weird, and he was showing how weird he was. He was telling me he really liked me and felt a connection. Being a dumb 21-year-old, I continued talking to him. Within a couple of days, I was slowly trying to let him down easy. Could have just told him I wasn't interested, but that wasn't something I did back then.
You're 21. Yep. I understand.
Relatable. Yeah. You're like, just let him down easy. He'll get the hint.
He'll get it. No, he won't get it. They never get it.
They never get it. They never get it.
You gotta like fucking like Acme anvil them from like Wile E. Coyotes on the head.
Flatten them like a pancake.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God. So we just watched Pride and Prejudice. It's that move where Collins is trying to propose her and she's like, I am telling you.
You have to Elizabeth Bennet that shit.
Yes.
You really do have to just be like, no means no. I'm not into you. This isn't a joke. I don't want you to keep pursuing me. Right. This isn't a ploy. Okay.
Yep. We're done.
We're donesies.
Yep.
Okay.
It was probably about a week of getting texts from N and answering slowly. I reconnected with someone and was getting ready for a date with him when he had when N texted me, practically begging to meet. I told him I had plans already and I was sorry, but I couldn't. He then decided that meant start spamming me. Right?
Look, we have to break this notion that it's just like, I'm just playing hard to get. I'm just being a tease. I'm not. I'm busy. Leave me alone.
I have things happening. For the whole afternoon and evening, he was spamming me. Not just a couple of texts every hour, spamming me to the point where my date, who thankfully had been a friend before, was laughing every time my phone made a noise.
We're going do not disturb on this bitch. Yes, my phone is being turned on do not
silence.
Disturb.
Done.
Stop.
Airplane mode.
Yeah.
Bye.
Airplane mode. I had answered a couple times just telling him I was really busy, and at one point finally told him to stop texting me. To which he texted me till I went to bed practically.
Okay, this person's scary. Like at that point, that's crossing a line into like
dangerous behavior.
Too far, dude.
Yeah.
The next morning, I woke up to a text from a number I didn't know. It was a paragraph from someone that claimed to be N's friend. I still think it was him. Actually, no, not friend. It was his bestie.
I gotta tell you, like. I'm unwell if I come to either one of you and I'm like, can I use your phone to text this guy?
Oh, no.
Like, that is...
No.
You are... I would expect... If my friend did that to me, I'd be like, we got to sit down. Look, you're not okay. Like, if that
like, what happened to your phone?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, she blocked you? She blocked you on your phone? No, you can't use my phone.
No.
What?
His bestie. Telling me that he was sorry for spamming me and really wanted another chance and how good of a guy he was. I didn't respond. And then N messaged me saying he was sorry about his bestie messaging me.
Okay.
And just wanted to hear from me and was so desperate. I told him I was seeing where things went with someone else that I had already started seeing again, and I didn't want to lead him on. This led to him messaging me on every single social platform.
Why would you think that this would work? Honey. Like, all this is going to do is make me scared. Like, it's not like
freaky behavior.
What do you think's going to happen? Oh, I got him from Facebook. A Facebook message. Oh, never mind.
It's like,
what do you think's going to happen?
You know, I really do feel like some men were really like led astray by all those movies, like Say Anything and stuff, where it's just like, I'm telling you, we should do that.
Say Nothing.
We should do that for a Tainted Love. I would be so interested in looking at that with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think I remember even when I watched it, whenever I was in my early 20s, being was the first time I watched it, because I grew up with
thinking
that.
It was so romantic because I was young when I watched it.
Well, I grew up thinking it was really romantic because all the posters with him with the like, you know, boombox and everything. And then I watched it. And I was like, this is fucking insane. Like, because she says no.
Yeah. Doesn't she at the end too, like give up her, like her college thing or whatever?
I can't remember how it
Something
ends.
I don't remember either.
But
Nuts.
I really do feel like there are men who grew up with that, like as a romantic thing.
trying.
It's all over posters. It's all over t-shirts. It's like, this is a romantic gesture. And so they're like, yeah, just keep trying.
Just keep trying. She basically says that should have shut him down sooner, but I highly doubt it would have made any difference. And he would have taken an answer from a no for an answer either way. So,
wow. I hate that. You know, that's the worst for me is like, I fucking hate that. It's so scary.
Yeah. When you say stop and it just like escalates even more, you just feel like so powerless. And it's terrible.
Terrible.
Yuck.
Okay, well, we are 3 for 3 with listener stories this week.
Hell yeah.
That's
Keep
awesome.
writing them in.
Yes, please keep writing them in. We got a handful of stories this week, and it was so awesome to see them coming in. So, okay. This says, hey, ladies. First, let me start by saying how much I love your show. You've gotten me through many, many mundane work days. Love you all.
Yes.
I've been sitting on this one for a while, but felt it's time to let this doozy of a date out. I had just come out of a 13-year marriage and found myself in the world of Tinder/online dating for the first time since 2005.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yep.
Christina's like relatable content.
Yes.
After a swiping spree, I had matched with a man. Let's call him Mike. Conversation seemed to get off to a good start. We had a lot in common, etc., etc. I figured I would take the plunge and meet him. I should have instantly seen that this was a red flag. I guess just like not knowing them and then just meeting them right away.
Yeah.
But alas, I was very naive to how online dating really worked. Anyway, he told me his car was in the shop, but was really excited to meet me. Could I pick him up? I absolutely let my friends know every little detail and had a safe word, protected myself as best as I could, at least so I thought. I agreed and did the 45-minute drive to his
It's always
house.
45 minutes away.
Right, always. And house is in quotations, to his house in the middle of nowhere. No cell service, of course.
Ooh.
Such an idiot. That's what it
Oh, honey.
says. Look, I've been there.
How would you know? How would you know there's no like cell phone service?
And depending on where you live, like we live in the city. Getting into the middle of nowhere is not a 45 minute.
No, but if you just go up, even just the Pacific Palisades, there's places up there, like even that you can get no cell service.
No cell service, but you're not
far from
other people either.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there's other houses and stuff nearby, but like I'm from Missouri. It doesn't take a long drive to get into the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it's one house. There's no fucking like nothing nearby, no cell service. Right. Mm-hmm. I pull into the driveway and immediately banjo started playing in my head. Oh no. There's no other way to describe it, but what you would picture in a horror movie when you come across an abandoned trailer in the woods.
Nope.
I'm skidding like rocks are coming
Yes.
out from the
Me trying not to judge a book by its cover.
Just honking. Beep, beep, beep.
Took a deep breath and knocked on the door. Pleasantly surprised, he did look like his pictures, but that's where it ended. What was in front of me wasn't the witty, charismatic man I had been speaking with, but instead, I was meeting a man with the personality of a toad. He was nice enough, so we decided we would drive into town for a drink and meal.
Quote unquote town.
I mean, that's so like... Yeah, where I come from too. It's just like going into town.
Oh yeah,
where the Walmart is.
I'm picturing where I live now.
Right.
Honestly.
Yes. Oh yeah, because you are in the mountains. For a drink and meal. During dinner, I was told I was lucky he even made the date, as he had been arrested and released that morning for evading child support.
Oh my!
Imagine admitting that you couldn't
winner.
waterboard that information out of me on a first date. Stop.
What in the fuck?
Oh no!
You were arrested. Do you know how bad
morning.
it has to be?
Yes.
For you to be
That's
arrested?
insane. It's got to be bad.
Bad.
Oh God.
He then continued on with his entire rap sheet.
Honey,
Lovely.
no.
That red flag was definitely enough for me, so as nicely as possible, I tried to wrap things up. We get back to his house in the woods. He invites me to go for a walk to the lake in his neighborhood.
Abso-fucking-lutely no.
Sure can't.
I know. Not my best judgment call. And me being me can't say no, to hurt anyone or to anyone or hurt anyone's feelings.
I know that she made it out of there because she obviously wrote this story, but I'm terrified now.
Terrified.
I'm
You're
terrified.
in the middle of this guy has a rap sheet. You're in the middle of nowhere, no cell service. It's nighttime now.
This is a nightmare.
I literally have goosebumps.
Yes. But also it's a people pleaser behavior. I understand. Can't say no to anyone or hurt anyone's feelings, so I reluctantly agree. He wanted to grab a hoodie and asked me to come in really quick.
Nope.
I stepped inside and instantly fell in a hole that was in the floor of his trailer.
No.
I walk in just,
no. Precious.
This didn't even faze the man. He helped me up and continued on with no explanation of the hole. All right, then.
Just happens.
So it's around 10 p.m., very dark, and here I am walking with a strange man to a lake in the woods. Conversation had petered out long before.
Silent
walk at night in the woods.
Oh my God.
No.
But about halfway to the lake, this man stops, turns to me, and with the most serious of tones asks me, "Do you want to hear how loud I can scream?"
No!
What? No. Not louder than the one in my head. That's for sure.
No.
I'm sorry. What? I just stand there stunned and now afraid I'm going to become a meat suit for this man.
Yeah.
Should have had those feelings earlier. I am aware now. He repeats the question. Afraid for my life? I meekly reply with a sure. Sure. Okay. Tell me why this man lets out the most loud, blood-curdling scream I have ever heard, turns back forward, and then just continues on the walk.
Oh, no.
Why?
I would have nightmares about this for the rest of my life.
I might have nightmares just listening to it.
What is wrong with you that you think that this is okay? Like, so fucking weird.
That is. Hear me scream?
Oh my God. Do you want to hear how loud I can scream?
No.
What? No. Why? Why are we doing that?
Situational awareness, people. Like the fucking inability for that man to not realize how fucking weird and triggering that would be.
And just screaming and then just turning and keep like, what?
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
The way I would continue to walk because I'm afraid that if I ran, he'd chase me and that'd be worse.
Absolutely. She says, after I take a moment to process what was now the weirdest, most uncomfortable moment of my life, I let him know it was an impressive scream, but I didn't realize the time and needed to get home to feed my cat. I didn't have a cat.
Fido.
I gotta go. But I love that she's like, good screaming, impressive screaming.
I'm very impressed. That's really
very
cool.
Good. Gotta go.
Oh man, she whiz.
I luckily met a man shortly after who has been nothing short of amazing and didn't ever have to hear how loud another man could scream again.
I was gonna say, does she know how loud he screams?
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's very important to the mating ritual.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I don't know that about Eric.
Yeah, how loud?
Gonna have to go home and ask Chris what you scream like, sir.
I am very glad that you're still here, honey.
Me too.
Oh my God.
You gotta say no to that nighttime walk in the woods.
No, you know,
I know it's hard. I know I'm queen people pleaser over here. I know it's difficult, but like, you gotta draw the line at the nighttime walk in the woods with a stranger.
Yeah.
With that stranger, especially.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Well, that is a perfect lead in. So you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with the Tainted Love?
Yes. And we're back, Christina. Tell us.
Okay. So this one, I had no fucking idea about this. And I'm wondering if you guys knew about this. It is kind of historical.
Okay.
So I'm just going to dive in. I think you guys will have a lot to say about this. Okay. Mileva Marić was born in Serbia in 1875. Her parents were wealthy and respected members of the community, and she actually attended high school the last year that girls were actually admitted in Serbia. So like,
wow. Okay.
And this is like fucking the 1800s. So in 1892, her father obtained the authorization of the Minister of Education to allow her to attend physics lectures reserved only for boys.
Wow.
She completed.
Kudos to Dad.
I know. She completed her high school in Zurich in 1894, and her family then moved. And her classmates were just like, she was super, super brilliant, but not very talkative, kind of shy. She felt that she was held back because she had a limp.
Okay.
And like back then, that was just seen as like lesser than. So she had a limp, so she was pretty shy. But she was perseverant and worked towards her goals and was fucking incredibly smart. Now, Albert Einstein was born in Germany in 1879.
God damn it, Christina.
What?
Are you about to... Okay, just go. Just fine.
Yeah. His father was kind of an industrial like worker or whatever, but his mother, Paulina, was wealthy. Like... Paulina Koch came from a rich family. Now, Albert was inquisitive, bohemian, and rebellious. So, like, he got really good grades in school. That's like a myth that he didn't, but he was insolent. And he definitely hated the rigor of German schools. So he finished high school in Switzerland, and his family relocated to Milan, which I'm like... I wish. Bragging camp.
To Milan.
Switzerland for high school and went to Milan.
So both Albert and Mileva were admitted to the physics mathematics section of the Polytechnic Institute in Zurich in 1896 with just 3 other students.
Wow.
And they soon became inseparable, spending countless hours studying together.
There were only so many people. Like, what? There's 5 of you?
Now, I will also let you know that, like, when Albert was, like, finishing high school, he tried to get in, and the year prior, and he passed for math and science, but he was still, like, only 16, but failed, like, the rest of the stuff. So then he came in, but he was staying with somebody who he was kind of, like, had a back and forth with. It was a girl.
Hooking
up. And he eventually just started sending her his laundry.
Pardon me. Imagine if your ex, not even like your ex situationship, like not even an ex like relationship, started sending you their fucking laundry.
Dirty
Get
pants.
your shit together, Albert.
Yeah, but so they broke up probably after he got his clean laundry back.
Oh my God,
so
she fluffed and folded it for him. Like,
it's like, I need,
It just isn't going to work out. But thank you so much
Thanks.
for following this.
But yeah, so he's soon like pursuing Mileva big time. They became inseparable, spending countless hours studying together. He attended only a few lectures, preferring to study at home, but Mileva was methodical and organized. She is the one that really kind of helped channel his energy and guiding his studies. And we learned that from Albert's letters exchanged between 1899 and 1903. There's 43 letters from Albert to Mileva that have been preserved, but only 10 of hers back to him remain. So these letters really provide like a firsthand account on how they interacted at the time. And he is like telling her like how much he loves her and like all this thing, like can't like study without her, can't like be without her. And she'll write back like, Professor so-and-so was talking about gases in his lecture today.
I don't give a fuck.
The energies are not
like not
matched.
Not
yeah.
Listen, thank you, but
thanks. Also, like the other thing too.
He'll catch the hint.
Yeah, he'll get it. Right. Yeah. You gotta Lizzie Bennett him.
The other thing too is that like Paulina fucking hated Mileva. She would like tell Albert like, you need to leave that woman alone. Like, you're going to be 30 and she's going to be an old hag. First of all, she's only like 2 years older.
Right.
And was like...
This is his mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Criticizing her for having a limp, saying like she's sickly.
Mom sounds like a real...
prize.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know their nickname for him used to be Dopey? too, because they thought he was dumb, like when he was a kid.
Like his parents' nickname?
Damn.
Yeah, the dopey one.
Do you remember, like,
nice.
what a time whenever people were just straight up mean to their kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some people still are, but like, I feel like it was very normalized to just like be shitty to your children. There was a video I watched recently about like why Victorian people and society were obsessed with ugly children. And like, they would just straight up be like, this kid is so ugly. Like talking about their own children.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Wow. It's kind of like when Pride and Prejudice, when we were watching it.
Like, too bad she's not hotter. What?
Oh my
What
Charlotte. Jesus.
Too bad she's homely. What?
Yeah. So, you know, they're exchanging letters. Like Mileva, like finally like caves, and she's
worn
like,
down.
okay. Like, and it is kind of nice. Like Albert at this time was considered incredibly fucking hot. He's
I
like,
have to see.
Fuck,
I do too.
Fuck boy. Like for the time.
Please show me, Cassie. You're pulling it up right now.
Early Albert Einstein wrote about himself. He described himself as having an what's that word? Alkaline or aquiline nose, sensual lips.
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
I've never
brown
been.
eyes full of a depth. And
There's something wrong with you if you are talking about. Look, confidence is great. Is he a Leo? I feel like. I mean, he's hot.
he was hot for the time.
He's hot, but he's not like, I'm not writing about my sensual lips.
Yeah,
hot.
exactly.
No.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
No, he is
Sir.
not that. Sir, you're not that good looking. He's literally like one step away from being that dude that plays Monk.
Yeah, he does.
Tony
look
Shalhoub.
Yeah. Honey.
sensual lips.
There was one picture that you showed me where I was like, oh, I see it. But the rest of these, I'm like, would you call those lips sensual?
No.
I wouldn't. Sir, relax. Okay. Listen, I wish
take it down on that.
What's his birthday? I wish I had that kind of confidence. I really do. I could rule the world with that kind of confidence.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so, like, by the end of their classes in 1900, Mileva and Albert had similar grades. She actually had better grades than him.
He's a Pisces. I'm like,
Oh, sorry. So she had a 4.7. He had a 4.6. Except in applied physics, where she got the top mark of 5 and he only got a 1. She excelled at experimental work where he did not. But at the oral exam, their professor gave...
He's got sensual lips.
he's got real.
He flunked everybody, and only Albert got his degree. Like,
damn.
yeah.
Wow, that's a really that professor is really.
Yeah. So, like, they've been dating for a few years now.
Hey, no matter what, you're always going to be the top 5 in your class.
Yeah,
It's true.
Exactly. Obviously, like, Paulina's like, absolutely the fuck not. You're not going to marry this woman. And
Damn.
like, in fact, was like, would cry about it.
Okay.
She would write letters, like, just disparaging her.
Hashtag boy mom.
Yeah.
Fucking chill.
Exactly.
Triggered.
Sorry.
I am not that boy, mom.
Also, Albert's father laid down the law and said, you have to find work before you get married. But he's having such trouble. A, he's Jewish. B, his attitude. He's very like insolent. And so even though he has this degree, he's really having trouble finding an academic job because of anti-Semitism at the time. And it's just impossible. So he's traveling all around just trying to find like work. He's like, I have to be able to provide for a family. So they end up both coming back to Zurich in October 1900 to start their thesis work. The other 3 students all received assistant positions at the institute, but Albert did not. He suspected that everyone was against him.
Oh, he's like the smartest guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I just started and I'm like already the smartest guy here.
Everyone's giving me shit.
So on the 13th of December, they submitted a first article on something scientific. I don't know what that word means, but signed only under Albert's name. And a lot of people have wondered, because there's letters back and forth proving that they both worked on it together. So a lot of people speculate that she really wanted to get married to him and really wanted to establish him as somebody. And also like papers with a woman's name attached in 1900, people would have like wiped their ass with it. Be like, what is this? Like they wouldn't have taken it seriously. So she was like, you know, take it and take this work and make a name for yourself. And then maybe you can get hired somewhere and then we can get married kind of thing. But yeah, so he literally said, how happy and proud I will be when the two of us together will have brought our work on relative motion to a victorious conclusion.
When the two of us together. Okay. I'm taking a note of that. I'm paying attention.
Yeah, then Mileva's destiny changed abruptly. She got knocked up. After they like had a lover's escapade. And unemployed, Albert still would not marry her. So with this...
Because daddy said no.
Well, because how is he going to live? Otherwise, he doesn't make money.
Yeah. She tries to get her degree again. She gets failed again.
Damn.
And so then she goes off to Serbia and like has a baby girl named Lazurl. She came back briefly to Zurich to try to persuade Albert to marry her. He doesn't. Nobody knows what happens to the baby. She was probably given up for adoption somewhere in Serbia, but no birth or death certificates were ever found.
That's going to be a fun 23andMe for somebody at some point.
Exactly. To find out they're
related
to Albert
Einstein. My great-great-grandpa
is Albert Einstein.
Or just great, maybe.
Yeah. So finally... somebody helps Albert out and he gets a post at the patent office in Bern. And so he starts working there. And in October of 1901, his father finally grants him the permission to marry. And so Albert and Mileva
Thanks, Daddy.
married on January 6th, 1903. Albert works 8 hours a day, 6 days a week at the patent office. Mileva does the domestic tasks, and in the evenings they both work together, you know, late into the night. Like so many of their friends were like they were constantly working on proofs and all kinds of shit together. His son is born, Hans Albert, in 1904, and that's around the same year he also published 5 articles. One on the photoelectric effect, which eventually leads to the 1921 Nobel Prize. 2 on Brownian motion. 1 on special relativity and the famous E = mc squared. He also comments on a bunch of other papers. But it is pretty clear that a lot of people have said that Albert went to bed for 2 weeks and Mileva checked articles again and again and then mailed it. So she's very much like involved.
So she proofed all of his stuff.
Wow.
Correct.
And
made
worked
corrections
with him for things like E = mc squared and everything like that.
Interesting.
Albert also is known to be tell his friends, I need my wife. She solves all my mathematical problems.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he's finally like 1905, like is a big year for him. He starts like making a name for himself, but he also starts like not coming round that much anymore.
The audacity.
Honey, we are
I swear
married
to God.
now.
Well, and like you need me. Like maybe don't fuck around. Like you need me.
He starts cheating very prodigiously. So as soon as he starts getting some recognition, he gets finally offered a first academic position in Zurich in 1909. Mileva is still helping him do his work. 8 pages of his very first lecture are actually in her handwriting.
Wow. Wow.
So is a letter drafted in 1910 to reply to Max Planck, who had sought Albert Einstein's opinion. Both documents are kept in the Albert Einstein archives, so you can see them. Like here,
it's clearly in
writing,
her writing. Wow.
His notes. So their second son, Edward's born in 1910, and up until 1911, Albert still sent like affectionate postcards to her. But in 1912, he started an affair with his cousin, Elsa Lowenthal.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And I'm saying, when I say cousin, I mean on both sides.
Oh, no.
So they're practically brother-sister.
Yeah, it's like his mother's sister's daughter and his father's brother's cousin or something like that. Or father's something.
Yeah.
But both sides. So she's super cousins.
Look, there are so many people in the world. Less
so
than, but
many.
still a lot. Still enough.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So, like, they maintained a secret correspondence over 2 years. And during this period, Albert's like holding faculty positions in Prague, in Zurich, in Berlin, finally, like in 1914, to be closer to Elsa, who he also cheated on a lot. He liked to get around Albert and his sensual lips.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got those soulful eyes or whatever the fuck he said.
Aquiline nose.
This is what finally causes the marriage's collapse. A lot of it, like his absence, he just stops like paying attention to her. He moves her to a place in Prague or whatever when he has a faculty position. And then he's moving back and forth to different like places, doing his own thing, and Mileva doesn't know anybody there. She's getting really depressed. Their son becomes sick. He'll end up in sanatoriums for the rest of his life with schizophrenia, most likely. And it's just like, she's fucking depressed.
Yeah.
And so he's like, she's a bummer. I don't want to be around her, kind of thing.
Cool.
So Mileva finally just moves back to Zurich with her 2 sons in 1914. But in order to try to like get back together, she agreed to the following list of demands from Einstein, and I have them
gave
copied.
her demands?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, no.
This is rich. Can't wait.
Here are the conditions. A, you will make sure, 1, that my clothes and laundry are kept in good order. What is it with him and fucking laundry? Anyways. 2, that I will receive my 3 meals regularly in my room. 3, that my bedroom and study are kept neat.
Am I your fucking maid?
And especially that my desk is left for my use only.
Wow.
This is somebody who is just as fucking intelligent as him.
Yeah.
That helped him with his work. This is so fucking offensive. B, you will renounce all personal relations with me insofar as they are not completely necessary for social reasons.
Damn.
Specifically, you will forgo 1, my sitting at home with you. 2, my going out or traveling with you.
Wait, what does that mean?
That's literally everything.
Social relations in what way? Because we're not going out.
We're not hanging out.
We're not
at
staying
home
in.
Or going out.
or going out. So you're just gonna give it up.
So
why am I here?
You exist in my house as a ghost
Silently, who does my laundry.
comes in and cleans my shit
Wow.
and makes my meals.
I would also like one of those. Where do I find one?
Yeah. C, you will obey the following points in your
Obey.
relationship with me.
Oh, why do
1,
you want to be back with this man? Let him go. Let him fly.
Back.
We're done.
you will not expect any intimacy from me, nor will you reproach me in any way.
How
2,
will she live without those sensual lips?
you will stop talking to me if I request it.
Wow.
3, you will leave my bedroom or study immediately without protest if I request it.
This guy has some fucking nerve.
The fucking
The
audacity.
big balls on Albert. These are the kind of balls that slap you.
This is the thing.
different
This is the
places.
reason why I wanted to tell this story. A, because it's just like, I fucking didn't know. It's the same thing as like Gandhi. We revere these people, but they.
What was wrong with Gandhi?
You don't know? Oh, well, tune in
Story
next
for
week.
another time.
Spoiler alert. Okay.
Oh yeah, but it's like men that want these fucking intelligent, amazing women,
Yeah.
and then spend that time
Just breaking
them down until they're nothing, and then they're like, ugh, like why am I even married?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be married to nothing. You created this.
Yeah, you did this. You fucking did this.
Wow.
Fucking Einstein. So now I am going to start calling people Einsteins again and not being sarcastic about it.
And this is also a lesson to
Okay, Einstein.
I mean, it was a completely different time, but I feel like it still happens now today where it's just like beware of anyone who you feel like is using you for your intelligence or for anything.
Don't let people
really
steal your thunder.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just do not let people steal your glory and your...
I can see it happening even now where it's just like, we're a team, we're a partnership. Like he wins, I win. So like, I'm going to help him win. Right. And like to some degree that's true, like in a relationship. But when you are doing work that you're not getting credited for, beware of somebody who's okay with that. With letting that happen.
Exactly.
Yep.
And his final point was, you will undertake not to belittle me in front of our children, either through words or behavior. I kind of feel like you have to tell the kids their father's a piece of shit, so they don't.
Well, the kids know. That's the thing.
Know.
This very much reminds me. Let's bring it back to Sister Wives. It reminds me of that because, like, in this last episode that I watched, like Janelle and Cody had a fight, and he's like, "You're turning the kids against me. You're doing." It's just like, no. You're turning the kids against yourself.
Yeah,
because if they're not,
they
fucking
see your
stupid,
behavior.
Yeah, it's like they can see what's going on. Like, I don't need to belittle you to them.
Yeah, you belittle
they have
yourself.
Brains. They have two very smart parents. Like, stop it.
So they finally separate. I mean, that whole list thing lasted like 3 months, and she was like, "Just fuck off.
Like why?
Just
That's no life.
Go fuck your cousin, you weirdo.
Go fuck your cousin."
Gross. So finally, in 1919, she agreed to divorce. They had a couple of clauses. One of them stated if Albert ever received the Nobel Prize, she would get the money. So,
good.
Yeah,
I'm glad she put that in there. She's like, no more.
Like, well, but actually,
since it's her fucking work, or at least half of it. When she did, because spoiler alert, he does get the Nobel Prize. She did buy 2 small apartment buildings, but lived kind of poorly from their income. Her son, like I said, stayed frequently in a sanatorium. He later developed schizophrenia and was eventually internalized. Due to the medical expenses, Mileva struggled financially all her life and eventually lost both buildings.
Einstein couldn't have, Albert couldn't have helped out with some of those expensive. They're your son.
Yeah.
It's your son too.
Yeah. She survived by giving private lessons and on the alimony that Albert would send, albeit irregularly. So fucking Einstein married fucking his cousin.
Of course he
4
did.
months after the divorce was finalized. And he eventually wrote in his will that like the Nobel Prize money was his son's inheritance. Mileva strongly objected, stating the money was hers and considered revealing her contributions to his work. And he sent her a letter back saying, "You made me laugh when you started threatening me with your recollections. Have you ever considered, even just for a second, that nobody would ever pay attention to your says if the man you talked about had not accomplished something important? When someone is completely insignificant, there's nothing else to say to this person but to remain modest and silent. That is what I advise you to do."
Damn.
There's
So you're a
fucking proof,
piece of
bro.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Which we always kind of knew about Einstein.
Yeah, Einstein definitely had difficulties with personal relationships. So he did like marry Elsa, but that marriage too was troubled. She ended up dying in 1936, soon after the couple moved to the U.S. And not long after her death, Einstein would write, "I have gotten used extremely well to life here. I live like a bear in my den. This bearishness has been further enhanced by the death of my woman comrade, who was better with other people than I am." And so to wrap it up, Einstein's personal failings might not have been a big deal if he hadn't been elevated to like
Such
this
a status,
fucking mythic status where it's just like, we kind of revere him like a god.
As a genius.
Otherworldly
Right. I mean, like
genius,
growing up, it was like Einstein was
peak.
And it was equivalent to intelligence.
Absolutely.
Like if you said, there's a whole thing called baby Einstein.
Yeah.
And it's all just like, I'm trying to make your kids smart,
Yep.
That is disgusting.
Yeah. So, and there's a famous Einstein scholar, John Stachel, says too much of an idol was made of him.
Yeah.
He's not an idol. He's human. And that's much more interesting. I would say much more infuriating would be the word that I would say. But Yeah, it's I feel like hers is a story that should be told. And again, the moral of the story is like never let anybody fucking take your shine away from you, and always secure the bag on your own.
Yeah.
Never
especially
fucking
these days.
don't trust no bitch.
Especially these days. I think that, you know, she was probably between a rock and a hard place
Right.
in those times. But now, especially, there's no reason for anybody to.
Well, and forever. I mean, like, people have always said for a long time, like, you should have your own money, have a fuck off fund. Like, if you start finding ways to make money, even now, like, make sure you have your own money. Always.
Yep, exactly.
Whew, well,
man, I can't wait to tell you about Gandhi someday.
oh my God.
Lord.
Oh no.
That one's worse, actually.
Oh no. It's so weird because I literally just had to, on the loosest of terms, because I'm in my religion class, we were talking about quote unquote sacred people. And we had to like do a comparison between like Mother Teresa, and who also kind of turns out to
Mother
be
Teresa
kind of a piece of shit as well.
I was actually going to mention that when we said Gandhi. I was like, well, Mother Teresa also.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, in the same way we use Einstein to be smart. We used Mother Teresa to mean like caring and like, you
giving.
know, giving.
100%.
And,
yeah. Oh, interesting.
Well,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are you guys watching this week?
Well, after we watched Pride and Prejudice for our Tainted Love movie episode for Patreon, I was on a period piece kick.
Nice.
And Netflix recommended, and it recommended it to me before, but I watched The Wonder with Florence Pugh.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
I saw that too.
Yeah, I watched it.
I didn't watch it, but I saw that it was
It was all right.
Okay.
It was fine.
That's
She's
kinda-
great in it, but
she's
it was just kind
amazing.
of like, it's okay. Lots of Irish accents, which is great.
They
Love that.
recommended that, and then they also recommended Lady Chatterley's Lover too.
Watched
I didn't
that.
watch that.
Yeah, you didn't love it though, so that's
No.
why I didn't watch it. I was like, meh.
No, it
Looks
was
meh.
very meh. It was mid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just my new favorite thing to call
I mean,
things.
I'll be honest. The Wonder, I had it on while I was crocheting, so it was kind of like only half.
I believe that's called crochet because it's addictive.
Yes. So I was only like kind of like half paying attention. But it was fine. It was a good thing to have on while you're doing other things. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Chris and I started watching a new show. It's German. It's called Lola and Sophie, I think.
Okay.
Lola and Sophie. It's on PBS. It's procedural.
Oh,
German procedural.
awesome.
Really good.
Awesome.
So that's what we're on.
I am into season 4 now of Fargo, which I am not enjoying very much.
Yeah, not as good.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is the Chris Rock one?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if it picks up because the last season was pretty slow, the first couple of episodes, but then it really picked up, and I
It's one of your
did
favorite
like
ones, right?
season 2 is still my favorite. I think that's
the
the
Billy
best
Bob?
one. Yeah. No, that's Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
And her husband, right?
yeah, Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah. Yeah. But so far I'm like, I don't know. But I'm going to watch it. Season 5 is going to be out soon. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, hey, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, if you just want to say hello. Because we love that. Go to our one-stop shop of website. It's myworstatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.